Howdy y'all, Hoosier Daddy here.
And Hoosier Mama.
And this is a recap of day 3 of our Colorado vacations. So I'm sorry I haven't been putting these videos out every day. We went into this thinking that we would do this just like our Australia trip, but we have been driving so much here in Colorado. This is a huge state and we just haven't had time to do these videos. So it's actually our last day now. Yeah. We're leaving tomorrow, so we thought we would update you. I'm just going to make separate videos and we're just going to film them all right now and tell you all about our trip because it was so exciting. We have a little bit of time tonight with the sun right here giving us some nice light. That's all natural light right in front of us. It's going to be sunset here in another couple hours, so the sun is nice and low in the sky. Anyway, day 3 was probably one of my favorite days here. It was actually Hoosier Mama's birthday.
Yeah.
So we celebrated by going to Rocky Mountain National Park. The only thing that was a little confusing, they have a check-in system. Ever since COVID, you have to do a timed entry. And long story short, I won't bore you with the details, but it was just a little frustrating. You have to schedule ahead of time. So you can't be spontaneous one day and just say, hey, let's go to the national park. No, you have to schedule it ahead of time. So there are 2 main entrances to the park, the west entrance and the east entrance. And if you want to just drive through the whole park, you can get through in about an hour and a half to 2 hours. But if you want to stop and see the sights and everything, it takes a lot longer. So we spent most of the day there. Yep. We got there really early in the morning. It was like 6 o'clock in the morning, and nobody was on the roads. It was so nice.
It was very nice.
And
on the way there, we saw some deer.
Yeah, one of the first things we saw, it was still kind of like misty on the ground. You could see this little bit of fog, and the deer were out there eating and grazing. It was really cool.
See it over here?
And one of the first stops we made a place called Lake Irene. So we decided to go out and try to hike down there. And there was already snow. We were at a high enough elevation. There was quite a bit of snow down to the lake. So Hoosier Mama didn't feel safe going down there. So I hiked down just to get some pictures. And it was absolutely gorgeous. Like a winter wonderland. It was beautiful. And then we got back in the car and started heading up because the whole road goes all the way up to the top of the mountain and then comes down. But we kept stopping. There were gorgeous views everywhere. Like there were overlooks where you could see all the mountains. And what I might do is I might just put some pictures up here and just show you some of these views because we were just taking so many pictures. These snow-capped mountains. It was just gorgeous. Everywhere you turn, it was beautiful. So
yeah, it didn't matter where you were looking.
We have so many pictures and videos. Oh my gosh. At one point, you get to something called the Continental Divide, where all the snow melt comes down the mountains, and on one side it goes to the Atlantic Ocean, on the other side it goes to the Pacific Ocean. So the Rocky Mountains kind of act like the backbone down the continent for the water to go either side, which is kind of cool. And we got up almost to the top, and we had to stop at these big, tall snow walls.
Oh, yeah. So all of the snow left over from the winter, and actually it just snowed again in Rocky Mountain National Park on, I think it was June 5th or 6th. Mm-hmm. So right before we went, they had a pretty bad snowstorm.
And when we were getting out and taking pictures to show how high the snow was, we got to talking to this lady who was from Mississippi, had the most amazing southern accent. But she was telling us a story about how the elevation is so high, everything gets more pressurized. Mm-hmm. And they had a bag of Cheetos in their car, and it got so much pressure, it popped open. And she said they thought they'd been shot. She said that blame bag popped open. I knew she was Southern because she asked if she could make our picture. Not take our picture,
take a picture.
Make a picture. You want me to make a picture of you? But we finally got up to the top of the mountain, and there is a trail that goes all the way like to the very top, the highest elevation you can get. And at this point, there's no trees. It's above the tundra line, so it's just flat and open and really windy.
Super windy.
And really cold.
I lost my hat at one point.
Yeah, but I was proud of her. We got up to the very top, and you had to climb this rock, and there was this metal like disc, like a marker, to show you how high you were and how high all the other summits were at the other mountains.
And it told you how far away they were, but you had to climb this big, huge rock. And I'm scared of heights. So, yeah, coming back down was harder than going up.
Yeah, but she made it, yeah. Keep in mind that the elevation is so high, you get winded really easily. And it's, you just huffing and
I
puffing.
can't remember if we talked about it yesterday, but I had elevation sickness. Like, you get dizzy, you feel sick to your stomach, it's hard to breathe.
You have to make sure you stay hydrated, and if you have any breathing problems, it might even be wise to take oxygen. So then, as we were coming back down, I mean, there's still all these overlooks with this beautiful scenery. We came to this one where there was this stone platform where you could go out and to take the pictures, and there were some yellow-bellied marmots.
Oh my gosh, they were so cute, and they didn't care that people were there. They were like right next to your feet. There was a wall where you could stand behind and look out, and they were on the other side of the wall, and they were licking it, getting minerals off of the rocks. Yeah, it was very cute.
Like a salt lick. They were just going to town on that. And so we got some really super up close pictures of them. It was really cool. And at this point, we had gotten there so early. It was already, even though we had gotten there early, it was already lunchtime. So we stopped at a place called Hidden Valley, and they didn't have any ranch, but they did have some picnic tables. So we took a little hike around there, explored that, and had some lunch. And we saw a sign like at this little building showing the different kinds of animals that you could see in the park.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the animals they told about was a bird called a Steller's jay. It's a type of blue jay.
Blue jay.
But it's black on the head and shoulders, and the rest of the body is dark blue. So Hoosier Mama said, she said, "Oh, I hope we see one of those." And literally, like, one of the next things we saw later, she saw a Steller's jay that just came right up to her, like right at her feet. I thought it was going to land on her. It was so cool. We've actually seen all kinds of animals. We had to make a list.
Yes. So of course the Steller's jay. We saw a long-tailed weasel running across the road. I had to look that up too. Ground squirrels, chipmunks, the marmots.
I almost hit a fox, by the way. A fox ran right out in front of the car.
Yeah, that was when we were driving in town here, and it was being chased by some birds.
Yeah, and speaking of birds, we've also seen mountain bluebirds. Those are beautiful.
Oh my gosh, they're like a purpley blue. So beautiful.
And lots of magpies. We actually have magpies up here. They're different than the Australian magpies. They don't swoop you. And
they don't make the cool robotic sounds.
But they were still very cool.
Yep.
And I forgot to tell you, before lunch, as we were coming down off the summit, there was a car accident.
Oh, so scary. So the sides of the roads just kind of fall off to where you can see all the way down to another road, hundreds of feet down below you.
When I was driving, she was
I had to block so I couldn't see what was out the windows. But these people were so lucky because they had just passed a drop-off, and there were trees where they had their wreck. So when they ran off the road, they hit a tree and fell down, and the trees underneath caught them. If there hadn't been any trees there, they would have been down at the bottom of the hill.
Yeah, it was scary.
Very scary.
And then we were going down to this place called Bear Lake. So because of the timed entry system, we couldn't get into Bear Lake right away. So while we were waiting, we went to this place called the Alluvial Fan.
Which I've never heard of anything like that before.
I had to look it up, what alluvial fan meant, but basically it's where water comes out and washes out a bunch of rocks and minerals and stuff. And so it was a big waterfall and a bunch of big rocks, and it was cool to climb around and explore and take more epic pictures.
Yeah.
And then after that, we went to Bear Lake, and that's what we were talking about in the last video. On the eastern part of the park is a place called Bear Lake, and it is the most popular part of the park. So if you want to go see it, it might be wise to go first thing in the morning before it gets too crowded, because it was crazy crowded.
It was very crowded.
It was like the most crowded part of the park. And
so crowded, we had to park 2 parking lots away because the first 2 parking lots were full, and we had to be bussed to the lake.
Yeah, they have a shuttle service where you can hop on a bus and go to the lake. And the lake was really cool.
Very beautiful. Like lots of very epic pictures with all of the snowy mountains in the background and a beautiful lake in the foreground. And
it was connected to a bunch of hiking trails, but we're not like hardcore hikers. We just do the easier, moderate hike. So we hiked around the lake, which is only like half a mile to a mile. But that's what everybody was doing, so sometimes you had to wait your turn to take pictures, and that was a little irritating. It was still cool. It was nice to enjoy the views. And at that point, it was dinner time. So we were at the eastern side of the park. We went to the town on the eastern side called Estes Park. And it's just like a typical touristy mountain town, but lots of restaurants. So we ate at a place called Nepal's Cafe. They had Nepalese food.
Yeah, since it was my birthday, I got to pick where we ate, and none of the bars or taverns sounded good. So I wanted Japanese or
Thai.
Or Thai, but those restaurants were closed.
Yeah.
So we picked the Nepal restaurant, and it was really nice. Owners of the restaurant were just this cute little old Nepalese couple.
Yeah,
they were adorable.
So if you like Indian food or Nepalese food in your Estes Park, Nepal's Cafe was really good.
Good.
And we got there late enough in the day that we didn't have to pay for parking too, so that was awesome. Because I hate paying for parking. So then at this point, it's towards the end of the day, and we're on the eastern side of the park, so we have to go all the way back to the western side of the park to get out to come back home. And so we drove through the park a lot quicker this time.
Yeah.
And got to see the summit again. And we didn't say, at the very top there's a visitor center that you can go. It's only open during the day, and like we missed it, they'd already been closed. But if you like that kind of thing, it's up there. Big open parking lot. We saw some elk while we were up there, but by the time we got back down to the other end, it was like almost dusk, so we stopped and saw a ton of elk. I mean, even more than we saw up top. There was like a whole field, and she was getting upset with me because I was getting a little close.
He was getting way too close. So I didn't realize. I mean, you see things in Yellowstone National Park about, actually just yesterday, somebody got gored by one of the bison because they got too close. But I thought he was just going to get trampled to death by an elk. But no, they are used to people, I guess. But I thought he got too close, and it scared me.
It was a female. There weren't any males, and it's not like the males are the ones that you really have to worry about with the big horns, and so they didn't have any horns.
He acts like he knows what he's talking about.
Anyway, I got some epic pictures. It was worth it, and we went a little farther. And another animal that she had been saying that she wanted to see was
moose.
A moose, and so we saw like 4 of them.
4 of them.
And unfortunately, we couldn't get great pictures because
it was already dark, and they are very afraid of people, so they stay away.
They're kind of skittish, even around each other. They were spooking each other. They are very solitary and kind of elusive. So the best time to get them is like early in the morning or late at night. And they're crepuscular, is what they say. They like the dawn and dusk times. But we did get to see them, which was really cool. And the road coming back to our room has a big lake on it, and we were stopping.
2 big lakes.
Yeah, we were stopping to get some views and pictures and stuff. And Hoosier Mama noticed a deer on the other side of the road.
Well, the way it happened is I stopped to get a picture of the mountains in the background with the lake, and I just ran out of the car, ran up and got a picture, and turned around, and there was a deer right across the street from me. So we pulled over closer to him.
I drove right by him to get an up-close picture, and he crossed right in front of me. And I flashed my lights. I had my flashers on when another car was coming, so they saw me and slowed down. So we saved the deer's life.
Good for you.
But anyway, that was our day at Rocky Mountain National Park. If you're ever in Colorado and you get a chance to visit the park, it is amazing. Well worth the trip.
Yes.
Just get your reservation in ahead of time.
Yeah. And you can do it just the night before. At 7 p.m. they open up the reservations.
But that was it. Hope you enjoyed it. We will see you again tomorrow for day 4 of our Colorado trip. Thanks a lot. We'll see you. Love you guys. Bye.